My name's Ty Lowry, and tonight we will be talking about the DC Metro, more specifically, how to use the DC Metro and look like a true Washingtonian. But first, we have to take care of a few housekeeping issues. The first is camera woman, my daughter Victoria. Say hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Hi. Who also was the artist for this evening, but we'll get around to more of that in a second. So first, what do we need to know about the DC Metro? The first thing we need to know is that the Metro is divided into lines, and the lines are colored: red, orange, blue, green, and yellow. That's all you need to know to figure out which train or what color train of the Metro you need to get on. The second thing you need to know is that each line is named after the end stop. So for example, if the last stop was town, if you're coming from right to left, you would be on the town red line. And if you were going from left to right, you would be on the city red line. So for example, these dots indicate stops on the red line. If you wanted to go from red line, stop C, to stop A, you would need to get on the red town line. Vice versa, from A to C, you would need to get on the red city line. One other thing before we move on, this big dot with several in them indicates a station where you can change lines. For example, at this stop, you could get off the yellow line and then be able to catch the green line, or vice versa. The smaller dots, though, are only a stop. So getting off at stop B on the red line, you can't get on the orange line. Okay, let's move over here. One thing we need to be able to do is find the Metro. So if you're on a street, you need to look for one of these pylons. It has a big M on top. The letters, or the writing, tells you the name of the stop. And then at the top between the M and the writing, you'll see two bands of color. For example, this is the Metro stop, the yellow and the green line at Archives Navy Memorial Penn Quarter Station. Next, you'll probably need to take an escalator, like Victoria did, to get down to the Metro. Once you get at the bottom, you need to remember we need money, because it does cost to ride the Metro. My advice, though, always have a couple of dollar bills on you. The fare rates change. There are peak hours, which are from 9:30 from the opening until 9:30 a.m. and 3 to 7 p.m. during the weekdays, and on the weekends, midnight to close. And then there are off-peak fares, which are cheaper. Those are all other times. Once you get down, you'll see a Metro map, and underneath you'll see stations with dollar signs and prices on them. This is what the map would look like. And this is also the fares, which are listed at the little kiosk where people work. This can tell you exactly how much you need from this station to the station where you're going. You'll need to buy a ticket. As you'll see, the machine is listed with a 1, a 2, and a 3. It's very simple to use. First, you go up and you select your purchase, which would be a fare card. There are some other things if you want to buy monthly, but we won't worry about that. Second, you put your money in. It can be bills or coins or credit or debit card. After you put $5, for example, in, you can either press the button to take the card with $5, or if you know the exact fare, you can change it with these little buttons for the dollars or the cents, plus or minus. But either way, you hit push for fare card, and your fare card comes out. This is our cute little fare card with the pandas. This is what you'll get out of the machine. Next, we need to go to the turnstile. This is how you actually enter to get to the Metro. If you notice, there's a circle here that's green with an arrow. That means you can enter there. Above it, if it was red with a line, that would mean do not enter because it's an exit. As you can see, there's a closed gate here. So what you do is you walk up to the turnstile, you insert your card, it pops out of top, you take it, the gates open, and you walk through. Now you're in the Metro where the trains run. You can see the tracks here. You'll also see these pylons or signs in the Metro. Notice here that on the right side there's an arrow pointing to the right, and the top stop is Farragut North. The left, although you can't see an arrow, is pointing to the left, and it also says Farragut North. On the inside, the top of the line, and this is the red line, the station is actually where you're at. So in this case, when you come in, if you were trying to get to Metro Center, you would go to the left, to the red line, and then your next stop would be the Metro Center. If you were trying to get to Woodley Park Zoo, then you would go to the right to the red line, and you would go 2 stops to Woodley Park Zoo. Also, in most of the stations, are signs on top. So you see the line, it shows the color, the car number, the destination, and how long before it arrives. Once again, Victoria here is pointing out a very important lesson. These little red dots in back are right along the tracks, and that means the train's coming. Whenever you see those flashing or on, be careful, because whoosh, the Metro is going to be coming in quick. On the wall against the side is written the name of the stop, and the color designates the line. This sign, for example, is the red line at the Woodley Park Zoo Adams Morgan stop. You can look out of the window when you're on the Metro, when you pull into a station, to see the sign and know whether that's your stop to get off or not. After you get off and you're trying to get out, you go back to the turnstile, you take your handy-dandy card, you insert it in again, it comes out of the top, you pick it up, and then you walk through. Sometimes, if you don't have enough money on your nice little card, it won't let you get out. And then you have to go to a machine, which is very close to the exit, called Exit Fare. And here, you simply take your card, and as it says, step 1, you insert your card. Step 2, it will show you or tell you how much money you have to put in to get out at this exit. And then 3, you take your card back. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the very easy way to use the DC Metro like a true Washingtonian. Thank you, Victoria, and have a good evening.